Hello everyone, I'm Chương. I'm the lecturer in Traffic Safety Engineering at the University of Transport and Communication in Vietnam. Today, I would like to present an overview of the course, Vehicle Crash Dynamic. There are 4 parts of course. Part 1, the course overview. Vehicle Dynamic Crash is the specialized course taken in the second year of the third semester. The duration of the course is 3 credits, equivalent to 6 ECT. Upon completion of the course, the student will be able to first understand the basics of collision theory. Second, know how to build vehicle collision model for the simulating and analyzing. Third, apply software to analyze vehicle collision. Part 2, course content. There are 5 chapters introduced in the vehicle dynamic class. Chapter 1, overview of vehicle collision. Chapter 2, basis principle. Chapter 3, vehicle collision. Chapter 4, driver collision. And the final, chapter 5, pedestrian collision. The content of chapter 1 include the classification of vehicle accident, vehicle crash test, and criteria for assessing the extent of injury in collision. Classification of vehicle accident based on common type of collision in traffic accident involve cars. 1. Frontal impact. 2. Side impact. 3. Rear-end impact. And 4. Rollover impact. Vehicle crash test. Classification: collision test with barrier, collision test with fixed obstacle, driving collision testing, and vehicle flip collision testing. Purpose of vehicle crash tests. Collision tests are conducted to ensure safety standards in automotive design from passive and active safety devices on vehicle. Tests are conducted on each car manufacturer. Each car life is different. Preparation for vehicle crash test. Vehicle type, model, initial travel condition, about speed braking condition, so on. Collision data collect system, camera, video data collection, and sensor. Criteria for assessing the extent in injury in collision. Head injury criteria, chest injury criteria, neck injury criteria, and lower extremity injury criteria. Chapter 2 about the basis principle. Introduce about basic concept for collision, characteristics and initial hypothesis, impact time, velocity and acceleration, and impact force and impulse. Collision classification: elastic collision, soft collision. Collision stage: pre-collision stage, collision stage, and post-collision state. And recovery coefficient E, reflecting the degree of recovery an object after collision. Geometric feature: mass of multi-body system, center of mass, moment of inertia, law momentum conservation, law of energy conservation. Chapter 3, vehicle collision. Collision model with fixed obstacle. There are 4 relationships. The first relationship between residual deformation and the collision velocity. Second, relationship between residual deformation and impact force. And the third, relationship between residual deformation and the collision energy. The collision model between car and the deformal barrier, based on mass spring vibration model, undamaged-free vibration and damage-free vibration. Collision model between two cars, about collision from behind, collision with parked car, hit-to-hit collision. Total deformation energy, dissipated energy, a component of deformation energy. Collision model between two cars, eccentric collision, about delta V, deformation energy and collision force. Here is the eccentric collision force diagram and angle acceleration diagram in collision. And the final rollover collision, based on vehicle dynamic model in the cornering to define the dynamic parameter in collision: sliding limit velocity, tipping limit velocity, angular velocity, and angular acceleration. Here, a rollover model on horizontal inclined curve. Chapter 4 about the driver collision. High sled test, based on principle of generating collision impulse using acceleration device similar to the force of collision on the car in practice. Dummies are used to analyze the impact in collision. Driving impact model, based on mass spring vibration model. Here is the image of high sled test, and here is the mass spring vibration model. Assess the extent of driver injury in collision. Here is the equation about the HIC, head injury criteria. And the final chapter, chapter 5, about pedestrian collision. Assessment of extent of driver injury in collision. Classification, assessment of impact on pedestrian in collision, and stage of collision with pedestrian. Here is the pedestrian collision model. Part 3, Bibliography. Obligatory reading. Optional reading. Here is optional reading. And the final, Part 4, the contact. That's all. Thank you for the watching video.